Crazy Red Emu here with a brand new episode of Redneck Weapons. Today's episode is a two-parter. Basically, it'll be like a pike, I think you'd call it. Not sure, but anyway, you'll get two weapons out of this, and I'll show them. I'll figure out a name for them later. Anyway, first, get a shower curtain rod, right? And you'll want to extend it out as far as you can, and then cut it in half. Next, you'll want to find two blades. What I got today is a machete for one, and for the other, a giant razor blade. Is a Emo's wet dream right here. Where my dad works, they use this to cut plastic into little itty bitty pellets. And basically, after a while, they get too dull to use, and they just kind of chuck them out. So I get them. Guess it's for them overweight emos that have to get through layers of fat before they can reach an artery. Alright, so once you got that, next thing you're going to do is take your machete, and I undid all the screws I could, but they got some ones without any heads on them, so I'm going to have to take the saw and cut it this way, so I can cut through those two bolts there. And once I do that, I'll be right back with the next step. Okay, I sawed the handle off. Next thing you want to do is saw a straight line down the shower curtain rod and insert the machete blade handle, or well, the part that's underneath the handle. Then you'll want to secure it down with electrical tape because it's really flimsy. Then drill a hole straight through the shower curtain rod, through the handle of the machete blade if you can't match up the holes, which I missed, so I just drilled through it anyway. Anyway, once you got the hose through, you'll run a bolt down and secure the bolt. Well, I got the hose lined up, and I bolted them down. Put the nuts on the other side. Now, what I'm going to do next is I got to find something I want to put something around here. That way, if you hold it up there, your hand ain't going to slip and, sing, my fingers. You need fingers to, hold pencils. So what I did was I took a lid off a jar, cut a slit on it, and then slid it down the blade of the machete here until it hit the bar of the shower curtain rod. I'm going to have to secure it down in some way, but before I do that, I'll leave it loose so I can lift it up and apply the ever awesome duct tape to cover up all this stuff. Okay, so I glued it down into place where it's a little tiny bit more even. And I covered the entire hole with duct tape. And I need to stop going Anyway, the sheath for the machete still fits over it, which is kind of spiffy. It's really light with using the shower curtain rod. It's aluminum, very light. You may want to fill yours up with BBs or sand, similar to the grater bat. Sorry, it's kind of late. Anyway, I like it light because it's easier to swing around and move around because I'm not actually trying to hit things with it. Being this light and fragile, it's probably more of a slashing Or just, you know, show off, go, hey, look, I made myself a pike. Although I think a pike is more like a spear, a fancy spear or something. But I'm going to call it a pike anyway, because I made it and I can. Also, you may want to scrub this stupid sticker off before you get all this tape and stuff on it. Because that's going to be a pain in the butt. Now, as far as the other one goes, for this one, I got to saw it open and it's going to sit in there sort of like this. Now, since that one's red and I'm making a matching pair, I want to make a pair. Not a matching pair, but don't want them to look similar. I'm going to cover it with tape beforehand, because unlike the other one where I sawed through both sides, this one I'm only going to saw one edge, then set it in there, and drill the holes so I can bolt this down to it. Now with this one, the machete was really thin, so I could drill through the metal itself and I didn't have to match up the hose. Now this one, this razor here is much thicker. So I'm going to have to match up the holes and probably mark them with a marker and thin drill the holes through them. So it looks sort of like that. Now, like I said, I'm going to wrap the tape first. That way I drill through, cut through the one edge. The tape will be there already. I don't have to like try to do it carefully. Yeah. Probably not get to this till tomorrow, but it'll be in one video, so you won't have to wait. Yeah. Yes. I rather like how this looks. Unfortunately, this aluminum bar is a bit wimpy. Can't really hit anything with any force, but I get more than one of these. So I'm going to totally take a much thicker pipe or metal pole or whatever and make a new one. But for now, this'll do for now. As you can see, I bolted through it. Bolts are a little bit crooked, but the blade is pretty much center. Close enough. Anyway, next I'm going to cover up these bolts with the red tape and do the same thing I did with that the spear in the background over there, you see? And I'll be right back with you once I'm done with that. Well, I totally forgot about my plan to put the tape on first this morning when I went to go do this, so yeah, that was a mistake. Made my job harder. Oh well. I put some black tape around the blade edge to give it a little bit of color, and it kind of gives it a little better matching to this. I'm not going to put any guard on this one because I'm not playing spears. You know, you kind of have to move your hands around a lot. This one you just keep it near at the base. Lots of hacking motion if you were to ever use it for real. Well, actually, if you use it for real, it'd bend because the aluminum pipe's really weak. But like I said, I'm going to take because I have more than one of these blades, I'm going to make a much better one later on. Perhaps a double-edged. So you have one on this side, one on the other side. That'd be really cool. Actually, you know what? If I had a strong enough pipe, I could probably do a 4-edge. Ooh, that's an idea. I'll have to remember that one. So anyway, there's your spear. Forget pike. I don't want to call it a pike anymore. And then your little razor blade hatchet. Anyway, that's all for today's episode of Redneck Weapons. This is Crazy Red Emu signing off.